I'm David Reed, and this is The Engine Room. Welcome to another Engine Room. We have Andrew Douglas here, a very special guest, or not Douglas Andrew.
People call me Douglas all the time, David.
Douglas all
it's
the
fine.
time?
They do often, but they usually sound like my mother when I'm in trouble.
Oh, really?
So, but go ahead to call me either one. That's absolutely fine.
Andrew's his name, so,
Okay.
Just so you know. So, where are you from?
I am British.
Are you?
Amazing. Did you manage to guess that?
It's an accent thing. But
I will change
you're
my
not
colours.
Australian?
I'm not Australian. Sometimes I'll pretend to be Scottish if it suits me.
Yeah. Okay.
But I was born in England.
Born in
I
England?
was born in England.
Oh, it's a
Yeah.
small place.
Yeah.
Whereabouts in England?
I was born in a place called Staffordshire in the middle of England, but moved around a few times. And I suppose kind of teenage years were in the Lake
Criminal?
District. No criminal record, no.
Okay, so you weren't running away from the law. You were just...
No,
Lake District.
Lake District. Yes,
So you
that's
love the
teenage years.
countryside, don't you?
I'm a countryside lover, David.
That comes with the Lake District.
I'm
It's,
absolutely a countryside lover.
I just put those two together. I feel very smart right now.
Yes, it is a country kind of place.
Yeah.
So those are the kind of teenage years there. Although I was away at school for quite a lot of that.
You're one of those people away at school.
Yeah, quite
Pretty
a lot.
fancy. You're a fancy guy.
No, a state school.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Really?
a state boarding school. I know that kind of sounds odd.
Never even heard
I was
that.
at a state boarding school.
For the, once again, criminal.
Well,
It was a correctional
well,
facility. You sure?
not
Come on,
quite.
I'm just going
Not
after
quite. Oh, yes, that's enough. Yeah,
state
that's
boarding
enough.
school.
Yeah.
Wow,
I know.
that's-
You didn't know
that's
this
something.
existed, did you?
Never heard of it.
No.
Yeah, I think you made it up.
No.
That's wild. And that was in the Lake District?
That was in Lancashire, which is the kind of county that's south of the Lake District.
Yeah. Hot pot.
Hmm?
Hot pot? Lancashire hot pot?
Oh, that's right. That's a
thought they made you eat it
apparently.
there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Wow, what an experience. So what was that like? Were you like, what did you like to do as a kid?
I guess at that age, I was a bit of a loner. I was quite introverted.
Yeah.
The Lake District is great for outdoor stuff like rock climbing and sailing. So
Really?
I was heavily into my rock climbing in the teenage years. Yeah, heavily into rock
That's
climbing.
not your normal teenage thing.
No, it's not. That's why I probably was a bit of a dysfunctional teenager.
Yeah.
So rock climbing and sailing, maybe a little bit of bit of a loner during those years. I had some friends, but
that's good.
I tend to not be into the team sports and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So and to this day, it's one of my loves. Really, is being in the mountains.
And you, are you more like you spend time with people all the time, but you need time alone to recharge?
That's a
Is
question.
Is that a real thing?
I suppose maybe you're right, David.
Yeah,
Maybe
yeah.
you're right. I do a lot of kind of very long distance running, and I do that by myself, and I prefer doing that by myself.
There's a recharge there. It's probably
Yeah.
part introvert.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's an interesting reflection.
Because you certainly don't come across as a introverted type because you're so social and
Well, I guess
out
all of
there.
us have different aspects to our character, don't we? All of us do.
that's wild. So you grew up that way. So you were always kind of a bit of a loner, or were you in a 80s band?
Yeah. Well, you might have heard about that. Yes, I was in an 80s band.
Yeah, you were famous. I think I saw you on Top of the Pops.
Actually, a band later, we were on the radio.
Were you really?
We didn't make it to Top of the Pops,
that's all right,
which
that's
is a
all right.
UK TV thing.
That's
but,
right, yeah.
But we did make it to the radio. Not on the 80s band. That was the kind of 90s rock band.
All right, of course.
Yeah, we
Not
did.
the- Tell me about the 80s first. I want to hear about your
The
band.
80s was your classic 80s, like new romantic band. And yes, I was the keyboard player.
Are there photographs? There has to be.
They're photographs, but unfortunately we can't show you those on the engine
we
room.
can't, right.
Luckily, but no, that was a whole bunch of fun. Probably not as much fun as getting into the 90s though.
Okay, well, tell us about it. Tell us the fun stuff.
Well, that was university. So turned up at university. This fast forward a
is
few years.
where?
That was Bristol University.
Oh, Bristol. All right, you're
After-
you are running around. You're right.
After
yeah.
a short stint in the military, in fact.
Okay, hold on.
But anyway, but don't worry
military
about
Bristol. Okay, we'll go back. Carry on.
that. Okay,
Tell
so
your rock
so
story.
university, and a way to actually pay for your social life was being in a band.
Really, that was your logic.
That was and a lot of fun.
To meet girls.
No comment.
Okay.
No comment.
Fair enough.
So, although, well, yes,
No,
basically.
no.
No.
Don't
Okay.
talk about it.
So anyway, got myself a bass guitar.
you're
learned
the
how to
bass
play. Yeah,
player.
learned how to play that and how to do backing vocals, and joined a band.
Really?
And to this day, we still play from time to time. The same
No.
4 people. Yeah,
The same 4.
yeah, yeah.
The
It's
Fab
the original
Four
lineup
from Bristol.
from Bristol. Yeah,
Everyone was in university.
we
so
never made it big. Thus,
all
I
right.
ended
There's
up getting.
still time.
I had to get a job, and here I
There's
sit today.
Still time.
yeah, yeah.
Do you pay you do concerts?
Yes, we do. Yeah, from time to time. Not so often now.
Where?
Oh, well, in the UK.
When's the next one? And how do I see it?
Little festivals, things like
Really?
that. I mean, I don't want to pretend that it's anything
I know
good
it doesn't matter.
but I'm not even pretending that I'm a good musician,
That's
David.
okay.
But let's just say it's a
That's
lot of
all right.
fun.
It's all right. 80s, 90s, you didn't really have to be.
Yeah, but exactly.
Yeah,
And
it's
they
all
were,
pretty
yeah.
simple stuff. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's the end of the show. That's all I ever
Thank
wanted
you
to
very much.
hear.
It's been a pleasure, David. Thank you.
Okay, so military. Tell me about that.
That was a very short stint because unfortunately I got asthma and I got medically
Oh, okay.
discharged from the military. So
okay, what
it's a
part
while
of
ago
the
now.
military?
The 4th Royal Tank Regiment.
Okay.
So I actually joined a sort of training establishment when you're quite young,
Yeah.
called Welbeck, which I'm sure you've never heard of. But and actually took my A levels whilst in the military. A levels
Really?
being the kind of high school qualification.
There's some backstory to all of this.
No,
Your-
there's
your-
not.
Your
No, there's not much to
education
it.
and going to the military.
No,
and,
but it was a formative period,
Yeah.
and I was gutted when I had to
Ah,
leave the
really?
military. Yeah.
yeah.
But it opened up new opportunities, and then that started with going to university.
Just to be clear from people around the world, when you were gutted, you weren't literally gutted.
No.
That you,
Sorry, that's a phrase.
What does that mean? You were upset.
I was upset. I mean, I
Yeah.
did not want to leave the military,
yeah.
but hey, I failed a medical. I developed asthma.
So that was how long in? Were you a cadet? I mean, did you do that?
I started
that-
off as a
that
cadet. Yeah,
approach?
3 years.
Yeah, because I did
Only
I
3
did
years.
that. I did cadets, but I never.
It was only 3 years, and then luckily had the opportunity to go to university, having taken A levels in the army,
Right.
and then did a master's
Fairly
degree.
disciplined. I mean, did that give you a lot of
Yes, it
discipline?
did.
Yeah.
Yeah, discipline and self-reliance, really.
Yeah, that was
a
always
lot
my
of
dad's
self-reliance.
angle. It was
Oh,
best
yeah.
for discipline. Yeah.
Oh, fantastic! I have nothing but positive things to say.
Yeah, yeah.
Nothing but positive about my time in the military.
Yeah.
And when you come across ex-military in NOV, which you do often, by the way,
Yeah, you do. Yeah.
you always have a certain mutual connection with those people.
Yeah. Very cool.
Yeah.
So then, what did you do when you went to university? What did you choose?
I chose mechanical engineering, and I did a straight-through master's, so it was like a sort of slightly high-level degree,
Yeah.
with a specialism in robotics.
Really?
Yeah, which, remember, we're talking about
Back
the late
then.
80s, but
Back
early
then.
90s.
Robotics was a dance back then.
And by the way, AI. Oh, yes, AI.
I thought you were talking Scottish there.
So yeah, you do you want to talk about
Or
AI?
Geordie AI. Let's talk about it. You were looking at it in the early days.
Yes, I mean AI is not a new bit
No,
term,
it's not.
and I remember turning up at university, and that university would market the fact that they had developed AI, which was in the
Bristol.
form of a robot that played snooker.
Really?
It would play snooker. Now it would take like a whole day,
yeah.
but it would play snooker, and
It
then-
won by just the other guy couldn't wait.
Yeah, well,
'Cause it took
potentially.
so
Well, they
long.
probably had to have a rotating team to come in to play the game because they had to take breaks. But nonetheless, it was
That's
the very
wild.
early
Very
days.
fun.
Yeah.
You were literally building and programming robotics. Was
Actually,
that-
yes, that's
Yeah.
exactly right. I do remember we had competitions on programming the robots
Wow.
to build things, and it was a whole bunch of fun, is what
That
it was.
is. I mean, who doesn't think?
But it's
robotics
interesting
is
that some of
fun?
my colleagues who actually did go into that kind of business,
Oh, really?
they have been laughing about AI, or I've been laughing about AI
Yeah, of
ever
course.
since then. When am I going to see actual AI?
It's
Well,
so
you know when
funny.
the answer is. It's right now.
Here it is.
Here it
They've been
is.
talking all this
Yeah,
time. Now they're
it's here.
laughing at you
Yes,
because you're using it.
correct.
It's so funny.
Yes.
I was around Silicon Valley in the early days, and they would say things, and I'd be like, "Cloud,
Yeah.
what are you talking about? Streaming? You
Yeah.
can't stream video. That's ridiculous."
Yeah,
They'd
yeah,
say all
exactly.
that stuff. And
No, it's happened now. It's
yeah,
happened,
That's cool.
and it's a revolution.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
So mechanicals, you're finishing your masters, and then
Yep.
you're like, what am I going to do now? You're in Bristol.
Yep.
So
Yep. So I
Does-
turn
does-
up at a trade, a careers fair, if you
Yeah.
remember those careers fairs, where
yeah.
all employers turn up at your university and they try and solicit you.
yeah.
And there was a few companies there, one of which was called Schlumberger. who its main selling point.
Slumber.
I think you've heard of those guys.
Oh, you mean SLB?
Now called SLB.
SLB. That's how you say
And
it.
by the way, I'm not going to be rude. They are our top customer in our business unit.
I know,
So,
and have been
very
for
grateful
a
for their
long
business.
time.
Yeah,
So, well,
exactly.
they trained you, and
They-
then they
they
sent
did.
you to us.
So the main appeal to them was immediately moving out of the UK.
Yeah,
That was the appeal, was adventure and travel,
that's how they sell it.
whilst using engineering in a kind of practical way.
Yeah.
So off I went.
Where'd you go?
after-
What was your first, like, they train you first, I assume?
did the training, which
Yeah,
actually
yeah.
was in Scotland.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But only a few months. And then to the Middle East, which the first few, the field years were mainly Saudi and Oman.
Nice.
And then a short stint before I was promoted out the field back in the UK, but a very short stint on that,
Yeah.
And that was a huge
What an
amount of fun.
experience.
It was, do you know, it was amazing.
Yeah.
Imagine looking back then, I'm just out of university, early 20s,
Yeah.
and I'm right on the west coast of Saudi, on the Red Sea coast.
Wow.
In the
It's
middle of,
unthinkable
Yeah.
from
A
the UK.
big adventure.
You're just like,
with your own crew. And I also learnt to dive out there.
I thought you were going to
because
say dance. As soon as you said
No.
crew, I learned
No.
I was like dance, and we had
It
like a
wasn't
hip hop
dance.
team.
I
And
don't think there was
your own
but-
crew.
no, it was just like a classic adventure.
Yeah.
For a young
doing
single-
what, by the way? What was
At
the
that
work?
stage, my role was what's called a wireline engineer, which is a sort of geophysical survey kind of role.
Yeah.
And I was attached to a seismic crew
Yeah.
who were doing like all the land seismic surveys
Wow.
up and down the west coast, up and down the Red Sea coast.
Really?
So you kind of follow them around. You'd move every few weeks, between camps, and it would be a couple of months because
Yeah.
before you could leave,
Yeah.
and then you'd leave and go for a field break, and that was my first assignment there.
Couple of months. What was a field break like that?
A field break then.
Couple of days off.
No, it was very good. I mean,
Yeah.
you'd have 4 2-week breaks a year, and you'd have a month's vacation on top of that.
Nice.
So there was certainly no complaints about that.
Yeah. And they're paying you well. Life's good.
Paying you well. But it's a young person's
It's a
thing to do.
game for sure.
It's not something you want to do
Months.
with a family or
Yeah.
later in your career.
I know.
but,
Don't talk to my wife about that.
Right.
Because there was a lot of time
Yeah,
away.
yeah, exactly.
That I
exactly.
shouldn't have been doing, I
Yeah.
guess, but we had to, and
Yeah.
that was life. But
Yeah.
you're right. I think that particularly the way Slumber's does it, where they're very deep end, very
Yes.
go do it.
But
And,
that was a great job.
that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then, what came next after that?
So then inevitably was promotion, and then first of all was to Indonesia as sales manager for directional drilling and
Oh.
MWD, which
Very,
is nothing to
very
do,
different.
very different. And
You're like, you don't even know what it is, and you're like, we're really
more or
good at
less,
it.
but a bit like NOV.
Yeah, we would never do that.
They like to move people between roles,
Yeah.
to develop like kind of wider levels of experience and
Sure.
understanding. So during that time, they were doing a lot of that. So they gave me a very short training here in Texas, in fact.
Wow. So,
So
that
I
was
was
your
on-
first Texas
So
experience.
going to Navasota,
Really?
drilling a well next to a McDonald's. So imagine during your break, you could actually walk from the rig site and go and get yourself a
When
Big
you
Mac.
went back to the UK, your stories,
Yeah.
people love it. They're like, tell me another one.
So we
We
would
were
do,
drilling under McDonald's.
We did the training in Texas because obviously you could get people on the rig very easily and
Right.
conveniently,
Yeah, yeah.
and we could be supported by all the resources.
Did they know what you were saying?
There was a bit of what do we call it, joshing? I'm trying to think of the polite word,
Joshing's
Mickey
fine.
take.
Yeah.
But hey, you get used to that, don't
That's-
you?
yeah, that's
so
great.
no, that was a bunch of fun, and then into Indonesia,
Yeah.
which was an interesting time, both career-wise, but also personally. Indonesia was going through a lot of change
Yeah.
during that time.
Mm-hmm.
Changes of the regime, and so it's kind of challenging,
Yeah.
an interesting place to live.
Yeah.
But the people are wonderful,
Yeah.
and friendly and artistic people, and have a lot of warm memories from that time. But it was very
Do they
colourful.
like a singing bass player in Indonesia?
There was no singing and bass playing in
Oh,
Indonesia.
Okay.
There was the
I
Hash
didn't-
House Harriers.
The what?
You know what the Hash House Harriers are, David.
Do I? Okay.
Hash House Harriers is actually a running club.
Why would I
It's-
know that? You think I run?
Well, I just thought everybody knew that. It's a running club, but it's kind of a weird form of running where in the jungle you don't know what the course is. You're following like a course that's being laid down with flour or something like that. It's
Oh,
very
really?
indistinct. And the aim is to be able to follow it as fast as possible. That's hash running. That's what that is.
I've never heard of it.
Do you know what? I bet you have it in Houston.
I bet we do.
Probably former
Hash running's a
expats.
whole different thing here.
Well, Okay, there was, by the way, there's no connotation to that at all.
No,
what
it's-
you're thinking.
No,
so,
I know.
So that was probably the social life during those years.
That's wild. So yeah, you're natural. What you enjoy as you're traveling, you're able to have
Yeah.
your own balanced life. And
Yes, exactly.
Very
and that was a lot
cool.
of fun. And then on to Malaysia after
yeah,
that.
nice.
Which is again a lot of fun. They're kind of different, very different from Indonesia.
Yeah,
Again, enjoyable people to work with,
Yeah.
very multicultural, very distinct cultural groups, but no friction between them.
yeah.
So just a colourful and interesting place to live.
Yeah.
Work-wise, it was hard work.
Yeah.
But what do you expect? I was running
Yeah.
quite a big facility at that time.
Oh, were you?
On the east coast of Peninsula Malaysia, so a couple of hundred employees.
Nice.
Um,
Doing what?
Running all field services, so
Oh, okay.
so wireline, directional drilling, completions, well testing.
Oh gosh, what
so
a
all that
broad
stuff.
experience.
Yeah, and again, amazing fun.
Yeah.
And then back to the UK into sales.
Right.
That was good, but it's probably my least enjoyable assignment, ironically.
Wow. Why is that?
Well, because now I'm chief sales officer of
Yeah.
ISE.
You hate sales.
No, not at all. I think that after the kind of fun I'd had, that was very close to the sharp end, that it was quite a kind of a
You're now
contrast.
distant and talking about the people who do cool things.
Yeah. So, but no, I have no complaints about it at all. But that was the last assignment I had in Schlumberger.
Okay.
Was that one?
And then you said, forget it, stupid sales. I'm going to go to NOV.
Well,
I'm sure I'll have a better future.
I'd had enough of moving every 2 years.
There does come a point, doesn't
There comes a
That's
point.
An interesting.
You want to know your
there's-
neighbour's name, right?
Yeah, you're not alone in
Yeah.
that there's people who have exited Schlumberger because
Yeah.
of that.
Yeah.
It's the only way you're advancing is to continue to move.
Yeah. And you have to be honest with your employer.
Yeah.
If that's not something you want to do anymore, what's the point in hanging around? So
Right.
he's very amicable.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you just said, yeah, this isn't it. Were
Yeah.
you in Stonehouse? Where were you?
No, I was in Aberdeen
Oh,
at that
okay.
time.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Heard of it.
I guess. Yeah.
So you were in Aberdeen, and so you exit to Elmar?
Not immediately.
Okay.
I had a
What
year
was-
actually running a drilling business in the south of England.
Really?
Yes.
Like pool or what?
Yes.
Look at that call.
Yeah,
First time landed it.
in Poole, which is on the south coast of England.
Yeah.
And that's where we.
Dorset.
Yeah, exactly. We're a lovely part of the country in England, south of England.
Yeah.
But then, the job maybe wasn't quite what I thought it was. And I was getting to the point where I need to move on.
Running a drilling rig, running a
Actually,
drilling services.
drilling engineering. So drilling
Okay.
services.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, outsourced drilling services
Okay.
for our customers. We also had a small oil company that
As
was
you do.
producing.
As
you do.
Have a small oil
No, we did
company.
actually, a
It's
land.
It's a way to fund yourself. Yeah.
Yeah, which is unusual in the UK. Because as you know, in the UK,
I'm-
most oil companies
yeah.
are huge.
Yeah.
But we do have some land production.
Nice.
And we have the kind of smaller operations that are producing.
Good experience again.
Yeah. But it wasn't
You
just.
didn't like it though.
No.
No.
And then, just at the point when I worked out I didn't like it, I get a phone call.
Yeah.
And the phone call was,
You want to get closer to
have
rain?
you heard of Elmar?
Really?
And I said, oh, yes, I've heard of
Of course.
Elmar.
Yeah. Use their stuff. Yeah.
Can you come and talk to us? And by the end of the week, I had an offer. And the next week, made my plans to move.
Back
and
to
I
West
joined
Hill.
Elmar, being obviously an NOV brand.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then started my career with NOV
Yeah.
following week.
Elmar, West Hill, right?
At the time, we were in West Hill.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So how was that? I mean, they were very. They weren't NOV. They weren't Farco.
No,
they
I
weren't-
joined after the acquisition.
Oh, did you?
So Elmar, as a private company, was purchased in 2001
Yeah.
by, I think I've got this right, by Varco.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I joined after the National Oil Well and Varco merger, and I joined
Oh.
in 2005. So
Okay.
it was NOV Elmar at the time.
So they were still, because I would say, in our practice of
Yeah.
engaging companies that we
Yeah.
bought, no pressure to become us, or just take your time, kind of adapting. And Elmar was one who's like, great, so we don't have to get involved. Good, and they kind of ran on their own for a long time.
I suppose they did. However, with the corporate support that we had from the company,
Oh yeah.
revenues did grow very quickly.
Really?
The company grew.
Oh, well, that's what we hope for.
It
yeah.
doesn't always happen.
Yeah.
But actually, the company grew very fast after acquisition, with the additional financial backing and the global support and the
Yeah.
access to a global footprint.
Yeah.
Yet being given some kind of freedom to operate as a
Yeah, yeah.
kind of semi-independent entity
Yeah.
with a very strong brand name under the NOV
Right.
umbrella.
It was a nice
It-
mix.
it is a good case study of how it can be done and how it
Yeah.
can work out really well.
Well, and you were uniquely. I mean, we have a few businesses in the UK over time, but,
Yeah.
but I think at the time you were. I think RigTech and you were it in like UK brands.
Yes, I would think so. Yeah.
And so
time.
that was fairly unique and distant from from headquarters. So
Yes.
people would do a lot themselves. And
Oh, at the time, headquarters felt distant.
yeah,
You know, NOV has changed a lot, as you well know, and we
Yeah.
communicate a lot more within the
right.
company now, which is a good thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
But there was I
Yeah.
remember that. I remember that feeling like it was the most like. Not that one of the most distant, a lot of the that whole group under the what's now Eyes was all kind of everyone was running their own thing,
Yeah.
So,
Well, I suppose at that time, NOV was the majority of it was related to drilling,
yeah,
and we were one of the parts of the business that
You're
wasn't
like-
drilling. It was something
what
else.
is that?
What,
Wireline?
what are they actually are
I
they
don't know.
doing?
They make cables. I don't know.
But it was quite successful as a business,
yeah,
and still is.
yeah,
So,
very. And I'll say most of our brands have been that way, and
Yeah.
we do see a lot of growth when
Yeah.
you integrate and
Yeah.
get global markets. So
Yeah.
that's good.
Yeah.
So, Schlumberger, Elmar, NOV,
Yep. 20 years, by the way, last month.
20 years with NOV.
Last month.
Wow. What do you think, NOV? It's okay.
I've had a great time.
Well,
I've had a
thanks
great
for
time in
coming.
this company.
No, yeah, you liked it. You like the
Of course, there's been times when we've had challenges.
Yeah.
Our business goes up and down as the years go by. We have our challenges. But, I was thinking about this. What makes it for me in NOV is that we have respect for each other in this company. Now, that's a kind of a personal note. Nothing to
Yeah.
do with it. I'm not referring to the technology or how we run our business, our markets, how we keep our customers happy.
Yeah.
That's one aspect. But the other aspect, what is it like to work for as a person?
Yeah,
And if I really think about that, it's the respect that we have.
yeah,
And it's the professionalism with which we do business with each other, even in the tough times. Let's say a tough time, occasionally, unfortunately, we have to let people go.
yeah,
But there's an expectation that people are treated with a great dignity and respect through that.
yeah,
And most of the time, things are good.
yeah,
And we communicate across the business. Like, yourself, David, if you go and visit a workshop
yeah,
in the other side of the world and you talk to a machinist, we know that you are going to behave in a certain way and you're going to have a connection with that person,
Yeah.
which is mutually respectful. And by the way, it isn't like that in all companies.
yeah. That's a good point.
And I think that's a wonderful thing.
It is
about
a
it.
rare thing,
It is.
and I will
Yeah.
say, I mean, from my perspective, going around the world all these years, it has a connectedness in the company when you meet people. Like there's
It does.
there's a friendliness that isn't normal.
Absolutely.
Feels. In fact, we studied it years ago, and they called it the smallest big company they've ever seen at our size.
Well, yes, maybe we're accessible up and down the hierarchy in this company.
In theory, like hopefully, sometimes we're probably not, but mostly we are.
I think so.
For a giant company, it's pretty cool. I think.
Yeah, absolutely. And it can be fun
true.
as well.
Yeah.
And technology is amazing where we run
Yeah.
the businesses.
Yeah, I think we allow the businesses to invent and to come up
Yes.
and to stay strong in their space and not
Yes.
lean on the big brand to be successful, which
Yeah,
I think
absolutely.
it works. That's cool. So, career advice for people. I didn't prep you for that.
No, you didn't, did you?
but,
Well, we didn't have much prep, to be
No,
fair.
you tried, but I never
No,
do. Prep.
you weren't interested
so I
in
was like
prep.
you and your prep. Like if you are you, so you should know the answers. But
Yeah.
if someone asks you, it's like I'm new in NOV and I'm trying to get engaged.
Yes.
What would you say?
You're right, I'm not prepped.
Yeah, no.
I think have an open mind, for one, and look for something that you're going to enjoy.
Yeah.
Because for sure, if you enjoy your job, you're going to do a really, really good job.
Mm.
And that is probably my advice, that look for something that you're going to get a personal reward out of doing. And the side effect of that is you're just going to do a great job. I think probably treat everybody else with respect. Give everybody else the time they deserve. Because in some senses, your success through a career depends on your connections with people and how well you can work in a team.
Yeah.
And I think it's important to kind of be aware of that. Probably from maybe a more specific point of view, perhaps maybe treat company resources in some ways as if they're your own.
Yeah, it's good.
I don't mean misusing company assets.
No.
You know, I mean,
That's
you
a
know,
good point. That could
I
be
don't
read,
mean
that could be read wrong.
Don't read it that way. I mean it the other way around.
Yeah, like assuming that you've got, that you do care and.
But, you know, have fun. I think have fun's really important.
That is important.
You know, give it everything you've got. Give it everything you've got. But then go home and relax and have a work-life balance and come back full of enthusiasm the next day. Yeah. That's so important, I do think.
That's a good word for you. You're enthusiastic. You are enthusiastic.
You have to be enthusiastic.
Yeah. You don't have to, but it does help.
Oh, okay. Okay, it does help, yeah.
It helps a lot. It helps everyone around you. Helps yourself, Okay, two other things. Best day at NOV.
Best day at NOV, that's a good one. Okay, first one I can think of, the first one that pops into my mind.
Well, you're not getting 10.
I'm not getting 10.
Give me a bad. That's okay. It's not like we're going to hold you to this in court somewhere. Like,
I tell you,
one.
I'll answer it. Is let's say one of the days I was most proud of working for this company.
Go. That's good.
A couple of years ago, I was bullied into signing up for the MS 150.
Those bullies.
Which, for those that don't know what that is, it's like a 2-day bike race here in Texas.
Torture bike
It's not
race.
torture.
It's not?
Anyway.
Okay, all right. If you're a cyclist, it's not. In fact, everyone who does it loves it.
But I'm not a cyclist. So anyway.
You're not?
I'm a runner. I told you that.
Well, but you're running on a bicycle.
But I do have a bicycle anyway. So
okay, all right.
I was bullied by some of my colleagues, Travis Thomas and Kayla, if you're watching this.
Yeah, good people when they bully.
So turned it with my bike.
They invited you.
They did. Thank you very much. And we do this race, and it really amazing thing. And the reason why I was so proud is we had about 50 people in that team, all from across the company. People I've never met, some of whom I had. A great camaraderie, but more to the point that lots of NOV people volunteer.
Yeah.
They give up their weekend, and they get up at 3 a.m., and they support you all those checkpoints and the feed stations and the overnight stations. And NOV themselves, support it. Financially with all the overnight, the tent and the food, and they do some match funding for our sponsorship. Yeah. So that it was probably one of my proudest days. This is such a cool culture that we've got. Yeah. That this would happen.
I think the giving culture is a unique. One thing I've experienced in lots of facilities over years is they'll be like, someone will go, look, I'm going to tell you this, but don't tell anyone. And it's usually that they raised money for someone or did something. Yeah. One time we had a group went to one of their family members in Oklahoma. A tornado ran through their house, and they all went up and started pulling. And they're like, "Don't tell anybody," but we all stopped work for a day. We went up there. Yeah. And you're like, "I love that." They all think they're in trouble, and you're like, "You're so NOV right now. This is who we are." Yeah. It's a caring, connected group. Yeah. Yeah. I like that a lot. Okay, let's have your worst day.
Worst day. How about we start off with yesterday?
I was hoping you'd tell the story.
Yeah. So yesterday here in Houston, Texas, I had quite an important meeting at 7:30 with our presidents, most of the presidents,
no big deal.
Dare I say, at 7:30 a.m.
As you do.
And it was quite important regarding a construction project that we're doing in the Middle East right now that I have some responsibility for. And so my plan was 7:30 meeting. I'm going to be at 6:45 with my colleague, Josh Shaw. We're going to go through our numbers and we're going to be ready and everything's going to be perfect.
Good man.
And then the bosses will come in.
Way to go.
I'm going to be ready. But what happens? I sleep through my alarm. It's never happened in my entire career that I've been failed.
At least it wasn't an important day.
Oh my goodness gracious! So I woke up and honestly, from asleep to in a suit in my car was 4 minutes.
It's a bit of Wallace and Gromit for anyone who knows. But you're just sliding out of that bed into a suit and you're in a car.
Discombobulated, as they say, and I managed to get into the 24th room conference floor at 7:29, 1 minute before. Josh,
pretending you're good.
I'm handed a triple shot latte across the table from my colleague, and everybody walks in and good morning, everybody. Welcome.
You made it.
So
that's funny. That was
a pretty bad.
That's a bad day.
That was a bad day.
But you made it.
I made it, yeah.
Which is good. I mean, missing it was what I was. When you first started telling me, I'm like, oh, you missed it. Like you were half an hour late, or. But no, you.
No, luckily I made it. So but it was pretty bad for that first hour waking up. But.
Well, good. So what is your current role?
My current role, I've got more than one.
Oh, really?
I've got more than one.
Oh, okay.
Which often is the case. Maybe, I don't know what, but I do. Yeah. So I'm Chief Sales Officer of ISE Business Unit, Intervention and Stimulation Equipment.
Nice.
I'm also a vice president of quality
Hmm.
in the same business unit, which was a temporary assignment that started 2 years ago.
Yeah, they wanted you to give them quality sales.
Yeah, well, you wouldn't think that they were, natural things that you'd pair
No, not
together.
really.
But you know what? It's kind of interesting to
Yeah.
combine those two roles. They're totally different forms of management and leadership.
Yeah.
And I've got a lot out of both of them. And I feel that there is more of an overlap than you think there is.
Yeah.
Because, quality is not there to be the police.
Yeah.
It's not there to stop us doing things. Quality, by the way, is there to help us run our business and sell our products to our customers
Mm.
and ensure that they are a quality product.
Good job connecting them.
So, in a way, there are more similarities between quality and sales than you might think there are.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think that the team have relished and enjoyed probably moving much closer to the business than they were 2 years ago.
No, that's the truth. That's
And there's been
something that
and the team has really pulled together.
connection and
Yeah.
communication between departments and
So that's that. And a hobby job. I've got a hobby job.
of course, because 2 wasn't enough.
Exactly. I always call my hobby job, which I'm holding on to desperately, which is I run our aftermarket business in Saudi Arabia,
Very cool.
which is a...
Back to your roots.
Back to my roots. Yeah, again, another temporary assignment. During the pandemic,
Yeah.
when nobody else could get there except me,
Okay.
boss at the time, Scott Livingston, he knew I'd lived there before.
Heard of him.
And it's a kind of an integrated facility with all the different products in it. So it doesn't sit naturally to any particular product group because it's an integrated one. So I took that over then, and it's been a wonderful journey. I mean, it's been a very successful part of our business.
Yeah.
As you know, the Middle East right now, as it has been, is very busy.
Yeah.
And we've managed to make some gains, and we've got happy customers there. But we have very significant revenue streams now from our aftermarket business. And we have a country manager there, Chad Albury, who is quite a character, but very focused person and very much a problem solver and a leader.
Are you willing to talk about the over-the-top facility that you built?
The facility, yeah. So that has been a
I like
highlight.
that story. I want to hear your story.
Oh, well, I'm not sure what you're referring to, David.
You don't. You know what I'm.
I know
referring
what
to.
you're referring to. Well, I'll leave that to you. But no, that has actually been a highlight of probably the last 10 years in my company, is beginning the opportunity to project manage a construction project,
Yeah.
which started off as just our business unit. Then our attention was probably brought to the fact that another business unit, Tuboscope, also needed to move to a new facility.
Yeah.
And then that became 3, 4, and then 5 business units, all needed. And so we went all the way from concept as a team. We built a team, cross-business unit.
Yeah.
We built a team together, and we went through the concept, what we're going to try and achieve here. We went all the way through the design and the tender into the construction phase as carefully as possible. And we're now probably 80, 90% complete.
Nice.
So I don't want to say it's a success.
When's the official
until we're
date
finished.
supposed to be?
The date is supposed to be the end of the construction contract is the middle of November, so just a few months away from now. And it's looking good, but I don't want to jinx this. But it's looking pretty good, and it's going to be a busy location. It's going to be great for our market there.
Yeah.
Customers are all aware of NOV's investment. They all know about it.
Where is it?
It's in what's called Modon 2, which is
Okay.
an industrial area right next to a lot of our customers.
Yeah.
And it's right next to an existing site where Production and Midstream have a machine shop.
Okay.
So it's a great location, and that's one of the things about it. We're very lucky to get that location. And so that's going to be a combined manufacturing and recertification type facility.
Fun.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that wraps up the show. So thank you for coming on. It's been a pleasure. And
It's been a pleasure too.
yeah, we will have you back sometime, I hope.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
It's been an honor.
Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.